From the campus of Iowa Western, you're watching your hometown information station, CBTV 17.
This week on your Council Bluffs News, students in a deep freeze at a local business, one local man benefiting from the generosity of the community.
Well, that just shows what kind of society we are, what kind of community we have here.
And the King of Pop resurrects himself. These stories and more on your Council Bluffs News.
Hello and welcome to Council Bluffs News. I'm Matt Shadle. A nasty snowstorm Saturday didn't stop many in the community from stopping at the Elks Lounge in Council Bluffs to show their support for a family in need of a helping hand. On August 9, 2009, friends John Harvey and Tyler Graham took a ride on their motorcycles on Wabash Avenue through Council Bluffs.
I mean, it was a normal night. We just decided to go out for a nice cruise. It was probably 70 degrees, normal summer night.
A night spent enjoying a summer joyride suddenly turned tragic.
You know, just an unfortunate thing where deer in the wrong place, you know, hear about it all the time, and I ran into a guardrail, really. And the rest is history.
That's all Graham wanted to say about the accident. The 23-year-old lost control of his 2007 Suzuki motorcycle while trying to avoid a deer. His injuries resulted in multiple surgeries, and both of his legs were amputated.
Usually when you get your stubbies, is what he's in now, why he's so small, it's just the caps in his feet. They say anywhere from 2 to 3 months before you're ready to get your knees. Well, they say he's ready for his knees, and he's only had his stubbies for 2 weeks. So just the way he's progressed through it all is just, once again, mind-boggling.
On Saturday night, a fundraiser at the Elks Club of Council Bluffs raised money to help pay for some of Graham's medical expenses.
So there's like 80 servings of soup for 4 different types of soups, and then of course we got the sandwiches donated by Hy-Vee, which was just excellent.
The money raised at the event is helping Tyler Graham with ever-growing medical expenses.
Just the response from the community has been just mind-boggling and outstanding and appreciative, and I really don't know how to put it in words. You know, it's been really outstanding.
2 years after the devastating crash, Tyler is still working towards a bright future.
You know, I'm doing therapy 3 times a week. And, you know, just being normal again, hanging out with friends, my family a lot, you know, just doing my normal things without a wheelchair. So that's probably one of the biggest things so far. If you weren't able to make it to the event over the weekend, you can still donate to the Tyler Graham Benefit Fund by visiting Liberty Bank in Council Bluffs. This past week was full of events going on in Council Bluffs. At the Hitchcock Nature Center, it was time to strap on the snowshoes. The Mid-America Center had everything you need for the outdoors, and a youth wrestling tournament coming to Council Bluffs. All part of your news and events for this past week. On Saturday, January 22nd, the Hitchcock Nature Center staff opened up the trails for a guided snowshoe hike through the beautiful Luss Hills.
It has something called the Chute, and that's a very popular trail for going sledding, so you can see some of the marks where kids have gone sledding.
Kathy Galley and her family came out to enjoy the hike through the snow.
We've never been up here, and we went up on the tower. When we looked over, the clouds were hanging low, so it was almost a mist, and it looked like mountains.
It was also Galley's first time snowshoeing.
Mine feels a little looser, so I'll see if that's going to stay.
She couldn't resist taking the mile hike through the Luss Hills.
I was a little concerned coming, but I talked to a 70-some-year-old lady who did it earlier, so I thought, oh, I think I can do it.
You can rent snowshoes at the Hitchcock Nature Center for $6. The next guided snowshoe hike will be February 12th at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. You can pre-register by February 10th. Call the Hitchcock Nature Center at 712-545-3283. Also over the weekend, campers, hunters, and fishermen headed out to the indoors to learn more about the outdoors at the Mid-America Center during the River City Hunting and Fishing Expo.
We've had tremendous public support this weekend. We've had more people through the gates this year than we ever have. We're seeing more and more families coming in, mom, dad, and the kids, and that's what we're looking for. I think the vendors have been extremely happy with the attendance that they've had here this weekend. All of them seem to be very happy, and that's always a good sign for us. That means they're coming back. In fact, we've got a lot of them that have already asked for space for next year.
Jack Johnson of Johnson Fishing Rods came from Schleswig, Iowa to sell his custom fishing poles.
We build a rod that the fisherman wants, but we will, on our rods, we will make sure that we have a personal touch with your hand, on the handles, your name will be engraved. We will make the colors you want. We'll even have a design for Iowa State or Nebraska or whatever team you want or whatever company you might want to have.
The enormous crowds had Johnson reeling in customers to check out his rigs.
Opens a lot of gates for us, and we appreciate the fact that we're able then to let people know what we do. And this is a great outlet for us.
The Outdoor Expo offered outdoorsmen and women a chance to plan their next outdoors trip, and maybe also the perfect time to find a brand new fishing rod before the Winterfest Derby. We caught up with Winterfest coordinator Shannon Meister to find out how you can net the big one and maybe win some cash.
We're going on our 13th annual Winterfest Ice Fishing Derby, $25,000 Winterfest Ice Fishing Derby, next Saturday the 29th from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. We've got about 650 people pre-registered, and it's not uncommon for us to register anywhere from 300 to 500 the morning of the Derby. We start registering at 6 o'clock next week. And it's $20, and then you can also buy raffle tickets for the four-wheeler. They're $5 a piece or 5 for $20. So you can get all that stuff the morning of. And it helps if you can print off a form at our website, winterfestderby.com. You can have it all filled out, money ready to go, and that speeds up the process a lot. And they like the prizes. We give away loads of door prizes, just drawings at the end of the Derby. And a lot of people just like to kind of get out in the fresh air. Last I saw, I might change, but last I saw temperatures were supposed to be in the 30s. So it'll be a perfect day to come out. We've got about up to 15 inches of ice on the lake, so it's safe, won't be a problem to have four-wheelers on there, whatever they want to take on there. We do have 6 different categories of fish that we give away. Bluegill, catfish, crappie, drum, walleye, and wipers that we give away a children's prize, 16 and under, and then an adult prize. We give away first, second, and third in all 3 of those categories. And then we draw a category of fish out of a hat or bucket or whatever, and we give a $1,000 big fish prize. So a lot of people are excited about that too. We've even had people already ask today at the sports show, do I have to have an auger to drill my holes? And there's plenty of people that are out there that experience, but we've had a lot of people that just want to try it and come for a couple hours or whatever and drop a line. There'll be plenty of people that can drill a hole for you or maybe even let you borrow a fishing pole. You never know. But it's a good, fun family event that anybody can come and have a good time.
Council Bluffs will not be hosting the 2012 U.S. Olympic team trials, but will be hosting the Cliff Keen Mid-America Worlds and be held April 21st through the 23rd of this year and also in 2012 at the Mid-America Center. The Mid-America Worlds is an event for wrestlers from 4 to 19 years of age and is a qualifier for the National Youth Rankings and World Team. Over 800 athletes are expected to be a part of the Mid-America Worlds. Coming up after the break, Iowa School for the Deaf students having a little fun at a local business, and disc golf during the winter. It's happening right here on the campus of Iowa Western. Stay tuned, more Council Bluffs news is up right after this.
These things we count on every day started as ideas. Ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support minority education today so we don't miss out on the next big idea tomorrow. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This segment of Council Bluffs News is brought to you by DeCenzo Painting.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Hello and welcome to Council Bluffs News. I'm Matt Shadle. Local students last week took time out of the school day to have some fun Wednesday afternoon. leaving Hy-Vee on Madison Avenue frozen over.
Bone-chilling temperatures outside, leaving students frozen in their tracks.
The kids were very nervous. They were very excited. They have so wanted to do this. They have been anticipating it for weeks. We practice every time at lunch, and so they'll all freeze for 5 minutes at lunchtime. It's been a wonderful experience for them.
35 students from the drama department at the Iowa School for the Deaf performed a human freeze flash mob.
We just started a drama class this year, and the kids have been exposed to kind of flash mobs across the globe, and they thought that that would be a really interesting thing to do. So that's what we decided to do, and we wanted to do something that would be okay without communication, something that would be silent, something that our kids could show and do to entertain the hearing public.
A flash mob is a sudden gathering of people performing an unexpected and unusual act. In this case, students were frozen in time.
These surprise acts are gaining in popularity. A simple search on YouTube, you come across hundreds of different acts from around the world.
It really was pretty easy to ignore everything that was going on around me. This was my pose, and I was looking at a can, and I just focused on that. I was in aisle 4.
We just kind of went with it. The three of us kind of tend to be together, so it was more natural just to stay. And we didn't want to make things too obvious. We wouldn't go with the flow. And we also wanted to do that to create so we wouldn't laugh as much.
The ISD students didn't even flinch. This is the first mob performed in Council Bluffs, something the students took pride in.
I really wanted to try it. It was the first time I'd ever experienced anything like that. It's the first time that the deaf community has ever done it. So we're kind of setting a trend.
Starting a trend and putting a focus on their school.
I know, like myself, I enjoyed showing off, us, ISD. We're really lucky that we have this opportunity, I think. I don't think anywhere in Iowa has done this before, so we are really fortunate to be the first.
On the campus of Iowa Western, the crowd was up and moving at the Arts Center, paying tribute to one of the greatest pop stars of all time. Here's James Lathrop with the Reaver Beat.
A night for the young and the old at Iowa Western's Arts Center, offering a chance to celebrate the legacy of one of the greatest pop stars of all time. Michael Jackson, proclaimed as one of the best Jackson tribute groups in the nation, Who's Bad performed January 14th in the Arts Center. It's the group's 7th year in front of the crowd.
Kind of just wanted to put a band together with the horn section and add a lot of Michael Jackson songs that I wanted to be in the set. I was just thinking kind of like funky, fun dance kind of music. And the more I checked out Michael, the more songs that kept being added to the list. And I was like, wait a second. Why don't we just do all Michael?
Who's Bad hit the road and began touring, but something was missing. They needed their Michael.
Fortunately, there was a guy in Chapel Hill that, who's still with the band, Tyler Bjork. I was like, grew up loving Michael, singing, dancing just like him. And, he auditioned for us, killed it. And, the rest is kind of history.
It was tough in the beginning.
Some of these venues would put up posters that say, Michael Jackson tribute. Don't bring your kids.
But Who's Bad has made quite a name for themselves.
People of all races, genders, sex, cultures, and everything, they all somehow are gravitated towards this music, and visually with the people, as well as with our energy, what Michael's music can do.
On the Reaver Beat, James Lathrop.
Thanks, James. Coming up after the break, Iowa Western hosting a deep freeze disc golf tournament, all towards a good cause. Council Bluffs News will be right back after this.
This segment of Council Bluffs News is brought to you by DeCenzo Painting.
These things we count on every day started as ideas. Ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support minority education today so we don't miss out on the next big idea tomorrow. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I lost my cat.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back.
Cool. Does it work?
Kinda.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's not my cat. I gotta keep working on it. See ya.
See ya.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
Hello and welcome back to Council Bluffs News. I'm Matt Shadle. Area disc golfers will be roughing it this weekend for the annual Shiver Me Timbers Disc Golf Tournament. And joining me today to talk about the event, Mike Wohlbecker, professor at Iowa Western. Thanks so much for stopping in today.
Well, thanks for having me back, Matt.
No problem, no problem. I know last year for the event, really cold, really windy, but a lot of disc golfers came out. And you expecting that for this year?
We are. You know, disc golfers are kind of a tough breed. When you play in a tournament, even in nice weather, and then rain comes or wind comes, they play through anything. So, you know, they can handle the cold.
Yeah, I mean, snow on the ground, you know, does it make it more difficult? How are the conditions on the course going to be? You know, what's some details that are going to be thrown in there?
Well, the tee pads will all be shoveled and clear, so at least they'll have a nice area to throw off of. And you got to keep a close eye where your disc goes and find your disc in the snow. But, you know, winter tournaments, traditionally called ice bowls, are, you know, about 10 years now in the making. And so we have regulars who come and participate in winter tournaments, and they love it.
Great. You know, and you mentioned the regulars. What keeps them coming out there? You know, what's the main pull for coming out during the winter and getting out there?
Well, I think it all started with the disc golfers who were sitting on their couch in the winter going, so what can we do, you know, during the off season? And somebody had the idea of, let's hold a tournament in the snow. And from the very beginning, they tied the winter tournaments into charity. And so the money that's raised goes to charity. Traditionally across the country, it'll be to food banks or to fight hunger. And we're tied in with the Micah House here in Council Bluffs. And it's really a national phenomenon. It's not just here. They're holding these tournaments all over the country.
If you talk about this, is how many years have you been hosting it toward money towards the Micah House then?
This is our second year connected with the Micah House. It's probably the 5th year that we've held a winter type tournament here at Iowa Western.
You know, it's a good time to have disc golfers go out there and get their skills honed in, you know, and you know, also you're helping out with a good cause. What does that mean to be able to donate money to these area charities?
Well, it's a way for disc golfers to give back to the community. And I think that they appreciate that, and they're just a giving group, and it's kind of nice to be involved. You know, the winter tournaments are mostly fun tournaments. Even though we give out trophies, you know, some of them will be for the most strokes and for the weirdest putt or whatever. And so it's more fun and give back.
All right, and how can you get able to register? Is it at the site then? And you know, if they have any more questions, where can they get a hold of it?
To register for this tournament, just show up. Just show up around noon at the Iowa Western Gazebo, which houses hole 1. Okay. And we'll get you signed up, and the tournament will start shortly after.
Okay. And then also, there's been some improvements made on the course here as well. If you could go through a few of those, then.
Sure. Well, when they moved the cafeteria and they started construction in that area, it kind of messed up hole number 2 for us. And so we had to close hole number 2, and we totally moved it in back of the stage out there, which meant we have to go right through the forest and all the fallen trees and the thick stickers. And so the Disc Golf Club and some work study and some volunteers, they put a lot of work in this fall carving out of that wilderness a new hole number 2.
Okay.
And it's turned into a very picturesque hole, and maybe one of the favorites of people as they come in and play.
Great. And this is all in preparation as well towards the spring, where the huge disc golf tournament that draws in a lot of names. If you can mention a little bit about that.
Sure. In the spring, we hold what we call the Walk the Plank tournament. Again, a pirate theme with our Reavers here at Iowa Western. And that tournament will have over 100 disc golfers come and play a very challenging course. We play a really challenging setting. And last year we had the #1 and the #5 rated player in the world come. And we kind of connect with the Omaha Spring Fling, which is the next day. We bill it as the back-to-back B-tier tournaments. And the draw is that we offer a back-to-back bonus. So that if you win your division here at the Plank, and you go to the Fling and win that same division there, there's an extra bonus. And for the pros, that was an additional $500 extra bonus.
Yeah, that's a nice little bonus there.
Which Nico Lacastro won. He's the #1 rated player in the world. And he took home about a $1,700 paycheck for that weekend.
Wow.
So that'll bring in a lot of pros and players.
Definitely. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks so much for stopping in today, Mike. And again, the Shiverby Timber Treasure Cove Disc Golf Tournament is this Saturday, January 29th. Registration will be set up at the gazebo near Hole 1. The cost $15. So stay tuned. More Council Bluffs news is up right after the break.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a
One
dad
more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Okay. Have a nice day. You too. Thanks.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call us. Trust your instincts.
先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。唔該晒。
Brandon.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs News. Pets at the Council Bluffs Animal Shelter are looking for warm, loving homes. And Mary Jones has a few of those pets, part of this week's Pets of the Week.
Hi, welcome to the Council Bluffs Animal Shelter. I'm Mary Jones, president of Solus, support a local animal shelter. And this adorable little fluff ball in my arms is Chewy. Chewy is a 10-plus-year-old Pomeranian who is actually found at the fire station on South 29th Street. Now, this is an older dog. She's going to need some extra love and attention, but oh my, what a cutie she is. If you're interested in Chewy, her file number is 3232. Zora is at our shelter because her human lost her job and the family had to move in with the grandparents, and the grandparents' dog and Zora really didn't get along, so now she's here at our shelter looking for a new home. Zora's going to be 2 years old on the 23rd of February, so if you adopt her, you can spend her happy birthday with her. If you're interested in this cute little beagle, her file number is 3234. Stunning is the best word to describe this cat. This is Spencer. Spencer is 3 years old. He's already been microchipped, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful cat. Look at the glorious colors this cat has. Oh, if you're interested in Spencer, the beautiful, beautiful 3-year-old cat, his file number is 3160. This week, we have 16 cats available for adoption at our shelter, and 8 of them are black. This is Domino, the most gorgeous of the black cats that are available. She is 3 years old. She's got gorgeous, silky, long fur and beautiful green eyes. She's a wonderful, wonderful cat. She doesn't get along with other cats, so she needs to be an only child, but oh my, what a gorgeous cat this is. If you're interested in Domino, her file number is 3212. Are your dogs and cats current on all of their vaccinations? If not, we certainly have a deal for you. On February 5th from 1 to 4, Dr. Barb Lee from Valley View Vet Clinic will be at our shelter from 1 to 4 for a low-cost vaccination clinic. Costs for rabies shots for both cats and dogs are only $10. Bordetella for dogs is $10. The FERCP and FELUC for cats and the DHPP for dogs are $15. In addition to that, our soulless volunteers will be doing microchips for $25, and this includes the national registration for the microchip. Remember, in order to get your animals licensed this year in the city of Council Bluffs, they have to be current in their rabies shots, and the rabies shot has to be good for at least 30 days. Thanks for watching Pets of the Week. We'll be here same place, same time next week with a whole group of new animals looking for a loving home like yours.
Thanks for watching this week's Council Bluffs News. If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, email us at cbtv@iwcc.edu or call us at 712-325-3312. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week.
From the campus of Iowa Western, you're watching your hometown information station, CBTV 17.